Ladies, gentlemen, they, thems, and all those in between, welcome to tonight's second set for the night of the CCA. My name's SPF Dark, and I'm joined by another one lovely human of mine, a friend of mine.
Hi, yes. That is certainly a way to describe me. Definitely one of the ways of all time. Hi, I'm Mustard. So, and yeah, first time casting here in CCA, so this will be exciting.
First time for everything. As I say, band, speaking of first times, first set, first game, we're getting ready straight into this. This is the IVC Diamond Rays versus the OU Academy A. A very well-rounded comp from what I've seen so far. A lot of just what's been going, a lot of like just sort of meta picks that's been going around lately.
Yeah, so I would say pretty standard pickings. Suka, very powerful. I like seeing it in my games.
And right off the bat, Trizuka comes out and manages to get 2 picks right off the bat. 84 points go down immediately, but it's not going to be enough as they flip it and start trying to already putting up the pressure. Just keep the momentum going in their favor as another one of their teammates go down.
Yeah, they're going to keep walking forward off the back of that. We see Pure coming in though, slowly regaining space. Up in the crab. Going for it.
This is a very dangerous position they're in right now as the time is ticking away, already down to 54 points. That's almost half of a lot of time for these flat zone caps, and it's a score right now, trying to get picks, trying to force one position over the other, and right now that's 2 down. And that's flipped just like that. And right now, it's another scramble after scramble. These folks are just trying to keep their ground, trying to keep the momentum going in their favor. And 68 points counting. Can they keep this up?
Yeah, obviously they have things to work with. They have their Trizuka built up, so trying to just create a little more space, a little more pressure before he goes in. Everything else coming up to basically all their ults. They're gonna just pop all the at the same time, but ooh.
27 seconds remaining off the splat zones right now. They have to make something happen right now. With the inkjet still being held onto right now, it's going to be very hard to try and make thing as one goes down. 10 seconds remaining. Can they try and flip this before the game ends? It's looking close. It's contested right now. They got to flip this now. It's at 1, and they managed to flip it at the last possible second. And not just that, they almost get a complete wipe in their favor.
Yeah, just holding on by a hair is IVC there. They pop the cooler. They're gonna start taking the space. They're gonna start getting a little more aggressive. You know, we love 1 second fun. Very fun. Very cool.
IVC's making sure they have momentum kept in their favor, just keeping these picks going one by one, keeping them staggered, keeping their space very well painted and just well spaced. And as they try, the other OU keeps trying to push in, trying to reclaim their turf back, but it's looking like a lost cause. 2 down, 10 seconds remaining. This looks hopeless for them. They gotta make a miracle to make something happen here.
I don't think it's gonna happen. They lose 1 at the last minute there, so really, when like 4 or 5 seconds left, it's not looking too great if you're already down a player. IVC some way somehow they come out on top of that. I mean, flipping it at 1, running it all the way back, that's not something you see every day.
It was a very do-or-die gimmick that they needed to make happen, and they did make happen. And not only did they manage to save themselves from the game, from just keeping themselves in the game for just a bit longer, they managed to just knock it straight out from that, not letting OU just take any more space, take any more ground and points, just keep them locked in place. That was very good.
Yeah, not to mention they kind of had a cycle going with their specials, right? You don't let them, you don't pop all 4 at once, generally speaking. I've seen it happen way too many times.
Definitely not.
Especially in ranked. I love when that happens because, well then what happens now? We're just, they're going to show up, they're going to pop like, I don't know, a single inkjet and we're all dead because we don't have anything against it. So
special usage is very integral, especially with the current meta, and when it's a constant fighting for Inkjet, Inkzuka, and Tacticooler. Making sure you pop your specials at the right moment, at the right time, can really just turn the tides of a lot of these battles. And right there, it showed that it definitely made a difference as to how they popped it, just to keep the momentum they're going. But as we're getting to the next game, this game number 2, we're heading straight into Inkblot Art Academy, good old faithful on tower control.
Oh yeah, Inkblot Art Academy. One of my personal, not super favorite maps, personally speaking. But
it's a map, in my own opinion.
it is certainly a map in Splatoon. It is certainly one of them. But yeah, tower control on this map never really been my personal favorite. But so I don't have fond memories. I don't have fond ideas of what people play on this map because I just block them out of my head.
Ooh, and as we're getting into this next game, we see a comp switch up of at least to some degree. A range blaster comes out. You don't see a lot of these at all, and especially at higher levels in these competitive settings. I'm very excited as a blaster player to see how this goes.
Yeah, blaster pretty strong on tower, compared to other modes, of course. Just being able to just attack the whole thing through the pillar and all. You just kind of get a lucky shot or two, and speaking of lucky shot or two, Nezuko's on a flank. Gonna take out 2 before going down.
IVC managed to not just take it out down 2, but 3, and keep their next opponent staggered as they're pushing forward on their plan. The first checkpoint pretty much halfway done already, and pick after pick, they're keeping this momentum going in their favor. OU just keeps trickling in. It's not good. It's not doing them any favors right now.
Yeah, you can't really keep trickling like that. They tried to stop momentum, stop that checkpoint from being capped, but. And just hope the team can pull out some heroics there. Not going to be succeeding, but they do find 2 crucial picks. They're going to be swinging that tower back towards the middle, the center.
As things are beginning to reset to neutral back in IVC, gearing up to get ready to defend their plat from this push. OU needs to play up just a little bit more aggressive. I don't like how they're all just bunched up on tower right there, because one good Zuka shot or one good Inkjet and all of them get taken out. And right now it's 2 for 1 in IVC's favor, but with the spawner right there, they're just able to hold that much better than they could have.
Yeah, but OU, they do get the lead, so that's a little bit of something to play for. You have a win condition. There's no more comfort of knowing that regardless of what happens, you will win. As late kills coming in, a lot of exchanges, but the aggression from IVC is just unmatched.
I was about to say is right now IVC's turn to be trickling in, but no, they managed to get 2 back, and now they're just beginning to turn their favor a bit. But OU just swings right back, and they're pushing the tower back into IVC's spawn. With tri-strikes coming out, this is their chance to at least further deepen that lead in their favor. And the Zuka trying to get a pick, but doesn't manage to get anything.
Does get taken out at the end, but kills are coming in for IVC, so they will be able to reset that tower, bring it away from their territory, and nice little early kill. So good splats, good trades. IVC. Will he get the cooler? He gets the cooler. Okay.
And right now, IVC is just marching along. That small lead OU has just now gone as they're already beginning to chip away at the second checkpoint. OU's becoming staggered. It's starting to become a little bit staggered once again. It doesn't seem like they're able to actually get any ground right now. They need specials. They need to try and make something happen to stop this push. Because once you start getting to this part, it becomes very snowbally. It becomes very hard to stop. But they managed to stop it right at the last checkpoint.
Yeah, there it is. OU able to get the wipe out, full reset. They're gonna, you see the space being taken now as Kula gets placed down. The aggression coming in, try strike as well.
And as OU's trying to make something happen, trying to at least return the game back to a neutral state, but IVC just rushes back to mid and takes 2 down, even though they lost 2. And just like that, the Zuka gets canceled. It is very much a scramble territory right now. They're trying to take an inch over the other team. Just pick after pick, back and forth, but OU's down 2, and down 3 in fact, and they only have a minute. This is becoming a very dangerous game for them.
Yeah, I think name of the game for OU is just to try to get any sort of momentum going, even if it means you have to concede a little bit more space. You only have 1 or 2 good pushes left, regardless of what happens. So just take your time, build up in special, build up your momentum. That's a good trade though for OU.
That double managed to get that range blaster managed to get a double kill before they got splatted, and now it's OU's turn to try and at least get to 17 points on these last 15 seconds. They need to stagger specials, use them at the right time to make sure they don't all go down like that. But the rain probably gets 2, and maybe even 3rd. That's almost a wipe for them, and they're wiped out. IVC just stopping them in their tracks before they even had a chance.
Oh man, OU just a little too grouped together. Right, the rain provides the chip damage. You see, bombs and really just any sort of damage going their way. It's just, it all adds up, and we see that happen. OU getting taken out, getting wiped all at the same time too. They're just a little too together there. But it's overtime. You're tense. You're trying to get it in. It happens. But
definitely, OU definitely does have a little bit of just a clumping issue that's causing them some of these pushes. A lot of the times, I do notice that a lot of them are stacked up together. 2 or maybe even 3 are like right on one choke point, which gives IVC the opportunity to pop Zuka, pop an Inkjet, and just greatly weaken a lot of them to set up the rest of their teammates to just go and clean up and stop the push before they can even get much momentum. As much as a lot of this game is about specials and aggression, it's also about making sure you're aware of your spacing. And if you're not aware of that spacing, especially in relation to your own teammates, those Zuka, Inkjet, those kinds of specials really hurt harder than they normally would.
Yeah, and we've kind of been seeing OU fall into that, I guess, pit trap? I don't know. But regardless, they need to be in the not together category. And we're going to Eel Tail.
Eel Tail Rainmaker. I like Eel Tail. I'm gonna be honest. That might be a little bit controversial, but I personally like Eel Tail. Let me remedy that. I like Eel Tail as a map. I don't like it as a competitive map. I should have mentioned that.
Yeah, I think a lot of the maps in Splatoon are like really nice visually, and then they play. Yeah, for a competitive sense, some of them feel kind of boring. Anti-vouch Mincemeat Metalworks.
Yeah,
like, hey, cool concept for a map. Plays horribly. I will say.
And as we're getting on to our next game right now, match number 3, 2-0 in favor of IVC. Are we to see any more new comp changes right here? IVC standing with their tried and true standard. OU? A little bit of different once again.
Yeah, it's still pretty similar to what they've been running for most of the series. As now, they got the standard cooler weapon, the range blaster's back, and yeah, that's pretty similar to what they've been running for most of this set. As a scramble for space in the middle, as the berry's been popped on the Rainmaker, and it's like the first grab from OU. They're gonna try to make a push here, but they're just getting forced further back. So, negative push.
IVC's definitely masters in keeping control of their space and how much area they control. But just as you were saying, that 2 does go down for IVC, and that should have been their cue to go to try and push forward. But OU is still trapped, not even making it past the halfway point, and they're pushed all the way back. just, it's a scramble right now. They need to actually get more points on this time. 20 seconds remaining on that Rainmaker. But is it gonna be, are they gonna be able to make this?
I think they do the vacuum. Oh no!
No!
Oh, just barely, just a few seconds short. But they will get it. They do get the pop. They do get the push through. Emperor will give his life for it, but does at least get the checkpoint broken. They're gonna keep the momentum going though. IVC, yeah, not quite there. They do stop the Rainmaker, but that is a precarious spot attacking.
They're trying to make a breakaway to get even more points. OU did. Trying to make sure they keep the lead as much as their favorite as they can, as much in their favorite as they can right now. But 2 are down for IVC. OU's actually putting up a better fight this time around. They're actually keeping up this pressure, keeping this IVC pushed back against the back pedal, against the wall. And even though the Rainmaker resets, it's still in their favor. Pretty much all of mid and all of this mid to their side of the spawn of the map.
Yeah. OU just absolutely controlling the space. They do trade out. It doesn't end up becoming a 1v2, but just having that mid control, Rainmaker's gonna start moving forward slowly. But IVC, their spawn's right there. So if you're OU, you have to be very careful. You have to execute this flawlessly. We see the ink vacuum coming out. Not quite gonna protect the Rainmaker for that long.
IVC trying to make breakaway with the vacuum, but it didn't go as well as right now. The push inching it even closer and closer. They're trying to keep this lead as much as they can, but I will say that strategy only works so much because once IVC gets momentum back in their favor even a little bit, I'm pretty sure they're gonna start taking this and start running it all the way to their side of the map. Right now, they're all clumped up on the bridge. It's gonna be very dangerous as they do have both Zuka and Inkjet. Now, it's gonna be a scramble to see if they can actually get to this checkpoint on this one single push.
Yeah, they're trying for it. They're slowly getting it. A great pick though, but the Rainmaker does go down. That range monster coming in. You see just the utilization that you can get. Whoa!
3 go down.
That was in the Rainmaker pop too.
3 go down. IVC side. That is not what we want to see right now, especially with the lead. There's only a minute and 30 remaining, and that could be it. That's probably the push. And just like that, with one triple, OU just managed to walk it from mid all the way to their Rainmaker stamp.
Yeah, OU. Honestly, it looked night and day from that last tower control match to this one. For OU, they look a lot more practice on Rainmaker, perhaps, but they're able to keep that aggression going. They're able to hold the space. It took a while for them to get started, especially in the beginning. Soap was single-handedly holding 3 people back on OU just by existing. So, it took them a bit to get started, but once they got started, it just never stopped. I don't think IVC. I don't think they picked up the Rainmaker at all.
They did pick up the Rainmaker, but
they
only got it to 94. They only got it to 94. The OU managed to stop them.
They got it to they got it barely even on the board, but yeah, OU, they're able. They're rotating their specials. They're creating a lot of space. They're finding these openings and opportunities. And Ink Vacuum, right? The Ink Vac was buffed a while back, and we see that coming to be one of the key points on how they won so dominatingly. Because, hey, just put Vacuum on the Rainmaker. What are they going to do, right? Kill you, And OU just took advantage of that. Walked forward with Vacuum, with Rainmaker, and then once you charge up the Vac, if you have that small window of time where the Rainmaker is able to live, you get your Vacuum out, you get the shot out, you make a bunch of space, and you just push with it. Easier said than done, but OU able to execute on it, and it just looked like such a different team.
Oh, you definitely played their cards a lot more better, a lot more cleanly this time around. And now it's just a matter of fact, can they keep it up? Right? Heading into Clam Blitz on Scorch Gorge, it's we might see the vac again. Honestly, it's vacuum's this mode being another just more vacuum friendly game mode than something like Tower Patrol or Splatstones. And as we're heading into game number 4, I believe,
Yeah.
a Wiper. This is
Yeah.
definitely a more comp change-ups from OU side as they bring out not just the machine but a 96 and a pencil as well, which is very interesting. I can deal with this comp.
I guess they're trying to play for range a little more here, based off of their comp, especially Pencil, which has recently come in as a really strong pick for getting coolers. As you see, there is a cooler.
Oh, and just like that, mentioning the pencil, they managed to stop what might potentially save their teammates from that scrimmage right there. But Inkjet comes out, and it's starting to look in IVC's favor. But the Kraken ends up getting just punished immediately for diving in so deeply, just like that when it was just about to end. 2 down for OU. IVC is having momentum in their favor, but they don't have enough clams to keep this push up. They need to get more clams.
Yeah, no one has a power clam, so they can't break into the basket despite all this space that they've created. It gives OU an opportunity to come back in. And we see they walk forward and they're able to get the wipeout.
Clam economy is such an important thing with this game mode specifically. It's why it's so hard in a solo queue environment, and it's just a little bit easier in a team environment. It's just the fact that you need to be aware of how many clams you have before you push in, because if you push in without any clams just like that, you just get punished for it. And right now, IVC is on the back pedal right now with, but they managed to at least hold their ground, something OU can potentially counter scoring from that push.
Yeah, a great entry from the Kraken, but it just didn't create the space that OU hoped for, and IVC able to play around it and just take out the other 3 members of OU. So
with the jump, that saves. I didn't catch what equipment that was though, but OU's definitely starting to get pushed back just a little bit. A good pick from OU's side. The Wipers down. This is their chance to actually start running in, pushing up as much pressure as can. But the Fizz Bomb stops them.
Yeah, a perfect Fizzy Bomb. Never, my Fizzy Bombs never do that. I'm just saying.
And as good as that Fizzy Bomb was, it didn't seem it mattered much in the end, as OU just sort of crumbled under that pressure. Well, no, it was obviously that throw out the previous Fizzy Bomb, so it did help them out in the end from stopping that push.
Yeah, speaking of pushes, looks like we're gonna get the first clam break, the barrier break. That is a large stamp, and yeah, they're gonna get that clam.
White from IVC. OU's trying to stop this push, trying to keep them from scoring as much clams as they can. But IVC is just sort of scattered right now. They don't have exactly the kind of pressure or range to deal with the pencil as long if the ballpoint's not there. And with the ballpoint starting back up now, that push ended up being a dead push. And bringing it down to 44 points on a map like this, that's very just neutral, and just like not a lot of pushes can happen. That could very well be just how the game's going to end if OU, I'm sorry, doesn't get much off of this.
Yeah, I think they're. I actually know. I lied. They will be getting a lot off of that because IVC are getting taken out. They're gonna start, and yeah, you see OU start walking forward. Obviously, still popping walls, popping coolers. They're popping everything, trying to get in.
This is definitely an important push for them because if they have with the carrot plans they have it on their arms, so that could have been lead, but no, Ivy stops him in the tracks and gets almost a complete team wipe right now, and they're pushing back. 1 minute remaining. The clam basket is open. A stabber's in the base. It's not looking good for OU.
Yeah, basket's still open right now, and we see the Wiper putting in so much pressure. Gonna get the Kraken out, and that should stop things. Should allow OU a little bit of time to stabilize, especially after getting that pick onto the ball point. That this is their last chance. If they don't are able to scrap together a really strong push, I think that it's gonna be it for OU.
20 seconds remaining. It's 1-for-1 with each pick right now with OU and IVC. They need to make something happen. They need to get their specials ready to push. Once that time hits 0, they're gonna go into overtime where they have approximately 30 seconds to try and get that clamp into that basket. And as the countdown comes up, it's not looking good right. One of OU's members goes down, and I don't think they have the pressure or the space to keep pushing to go down. The ball's gonna disappear, and that might be it.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. Ball de-spawning, and yeah, again, IVC just putting on a clinic, just doing a really great job of just creating space, not letting them push up, and OU just couldn't quite break the stranglehold.
It was a very back and forth game. Most of that beat was more neutral. IVC only managed to get one push after what I think was like about 2 minutes into that game before it stalled again for like another 2 minutes. That Clamp on Scorch Gorge is a very like time consuming game in the sense it's map mode in the sense that it's very hard to get a good enough push. Most players are very afraid of going in and getting picked, which ends up creating this stalling game where no one scores for like long stretches of time.
Yeah, but I feel like that also happens in really just most clan blitz modes. It just ends up being a stall fest until, you know, maybe you rack up 4 specials and you walk at them, or you're able to find a crucial pick, sometimes 2 even, to be able to create enough space to get enough momentum to push forward and take out, you know, walk at their basket. And, you know, luckily, or maybe unluckily, we're done with Clan Blitz for now. We're back to Splat Zones. We're back going to Hagglefish Market, which personally, honestly, I like Hagglefish for zones. I think it's one of the better zones maps, at least for Splatoon 3.
A lot of people love Hagglefish zones. I'm not as a big fan. I like it. I like zones Hagglefish, but I don't think that goes as far as to say it's like one of my favorite maps in this game, or map modes in this game. Though I can't say what would be because I just don't know off the top of my head. But I know it's definitely not zones Hagglefish. Not that there's anything bad about it though. It's a solid map.
Yeah, it's a solid map. I like it. There's there's good side flank routes, and then you have the big zone in the middle. But it still ends up being a very head-on clash. But the side flank routes come in clutch, provides a little bit of extra angles to come in from it. Honestly, zones sometimes it's just fight each other head on, right? You're fighting and it's one of the few modes in Splatoon that really you can do that on.
And right now, as we're heading into game number 5, I believe, OU managed to take that zone very quickly. Already counting down the timer, and Zuka's about trying to find the pick, but doesn't exactly get a pick. They're struggling. I have one small problem with OU's comp is the fact that they don't have a lot of fighting power for that zone, which causes lets IVC just try and just pretty much take it from right under the noses, just like they did right there.
Yeah, it's not exactly a comp that can brawl it out on a zone. They can take skirmishes, they can take certain brawls, as we just see there, but yeah, in terms of having to defend the zone, not too great for it.
OU, with that kind of comp, they need to be playing really aggressive, make sure they always get 2 picks for their 1 death, and at the rate they're going, it doesn't seem like that kind of place I was working for them. As they get sniped, they're starting to trickle in. But even with the crab tank coming out, that gets pretty much stopped instantly with the Zuka. 3 go down for IVC. This is OU's chance to take mid, take zone, push up as far as they can, and keep them locked in their platform.
Yeah, there it is. As they try to chase the final IVC player, he does get away, but 11 score remaining for IVC is, that's a pretty strong first cap for the zone, but IVC doing it doing a great job of pushing it back, and OU not able to hold on as hard, but they are still keeping control of the zone.
Oh, that what should have been a clear and cut free zone flip for IVC doesn't turn out well. Oh, but OU comes down. This is probably where they stopped the count for OU, stopping at 22. IVC trying to take zone, and they get one pick. Inkjet comes out. Two. It is the battle of the Jets, depending on which one. Oh, I've never seen a fight like this. I'm so excited. Oh, nothing comes from it.
Yeah, the Jets don't start shooting at.
Oh my god!
Don't get an anime battle.
That's 3 down from OU side. IVC is very much putting the pressure in their face. But this ballpoint standing their bastion. They're standing their ground. Managed to take 2, but they don't have zone, so it doesn't really make much of a difference whether they lift that or not. But that was such a good stand by them.
They're still standing. They're still here. OU, they flip the point. They get control of the zone, and they're gonna be taking out IVC, taking down 2, and what a great re-engage from IVC, from OU. Sorry, yeah, and they're gonna keep holding on, especially with the cooler.
This is exactly what OU needs to be doing. They need to be playing really aggressively, make sure they're getting a pick or as many picks as they can to keep IVC scattered. And just like that, right there, Zuka comes down. And it's trade for trade right now. It's hard to tell who exactly is going to be able to flip this, but 14 seconds remaining, 10 points remaining. It is... Oh, you just barely managed to sneak that lead in.
Yeah, and a great job just disengaging, letting them flip. They already got the lead, and I mean, if I'm IVC, man, I'm punching my monitor. Like, what? Just a little bit too slow on flipping the control of the zone, and yeah, now it's all OU in the driver's seat. They're gonna be playing up. They're gonna be playing towards IVC's spawn, and they're gonna back off a bit now, but they're taking that space and they're keeping it.
Oh, Blasters doing what Blasters are good at, poking from a distance, and right now this is very dangerous territory. They only have 8 points remaining. I think this is it for IVC. They don't have the special, they don't have the manpower to try and contest that, and just like that, OU just managed to take that game and keep it locked in play. It's exactly what their comp should be doing.
Yeah, and it took a good amount of the zone score to get it started, but they are able to keep the momentum going. They're able to keep just that aggression, especially after they get the flip. They're able to hold on for so long, and yeah, IVC, there's not a lot they could really do there, especially the range blaster coming in, hitting them from angles like they're dying before they can even see where the blaster is, right? That like, that's... What do you do, right? So...
Yeah, OU definitely using that blaster in their best advantages, trying to poke from awkward angles that IVC just can't really engage on without dying. And it makes it kind of awkward to fight it off, because if they can't, they have all that painting power, but what gets the painting power if they can't actually get to the zone? If they're stuck on their platform, stuck in their spawn. Even though OU's team just didn't have that much pay compared to IVC's, they kept keeping them locked in place and keeping them shut down. Managed to let them win that game.
Yeah, we're going to be going to tower control on Sturgeon Shipyard.
It is definitely one of my more bottom of the list map modes, but a lot of people play it. I see a lot of comp players play it, so it definitely has some merits as to like what it can or can't, what it is able to provide. I think that blast. If I were the blaster, I would stay. A lot of there's a lot of like good angles like you can hit on this map with the range blaster specifically that makes it hard. There's just a lot of like tight corners, or just tight like areas that makes it very hard and very frustrating to fight against a blaster.
Yeah. So hopefully we see OU continue utilizing the range blaster. It's been paying dividends so far. after they swapped onto it. I think after the first map. So, and hey, man, my numbers, call the math skewed, but I mean, like, they won 2 more maps than they did without the blaster. I don't know. So
it's definitely a lot more closer than what the first game or two might have told it would be. Sitting at 3-2 in favor of IVC, they're definitely getting their money's a run for their money again, going up against OU with the Rangemaster comp. And right now, it seems relatively the same from both sides.
Yeah, similar comps as what we've seen, as both teams sporting a ballpoint and a ice launcher. And as we see opening trades coming in, OU on the back foot already, and first Tower Braga should be going to IVC.
3 go down just like that for OU. IVC needs to push that. They need to be pushing. They should have been pushing that already. I don't know what happened right there, but they clearly could have been getting checkpoint a lot more earlier from that point. But with that insane snipe from the hammer, that crab is out of here, and I think that might be. Oh, they didn't. Oh my! That should have been. I'm mad. That should have been checkpoint for them.
Yeah, I mean, they needed to have gotten on that tower like 20 years earlier than they did. It gave OU a time to respawn, gave them time to come back, and a great snipe, but it was really all for naught because OU already back in the fight, and they're already keeping it going as they've broken that first shot.
And right now, OU is very starting to become a little bit of a dangerous game for IVC. OU is pushing it already almost at the second checkpoint. Much farther than what IVC was able to pull off on their first push. And it's just been trade for trade. Not a lot of teams, neither team has been able to get much of advantage over the other. But right now, I think it started to swing in IVC's favor. That's a very dangerous position for that ballpoint. And they go down.
Yeah, wipeout, so IVC trying to get as much space as they can, trying to retake the really just map control in general, and they're trying. They're doing a good job of it. They're able to pop their special, get that cooler down. They're gonna get the checkpoint progress.
Oh!
Looks like they will at least maybe break the checkpoint.
Unfortunately, they managed. They were at a disadvantage, but this duelie is able to save this game. And just keeps getting pick after. This is starting to snowball heavily into IVC's favor, but they still don't have the first checkpoint. That amount of pushing power doesn't matter if you don't have that first checkpoint. If your tower is still stuck mid.
Yeah, that entire time that the duelie was just kind of in the spawn, IVC was not on the tower. They let it go. They reset back to mid, and they had to bring it all the way back to the checkpoint. A lot of time lost, and we see a bit of a neutral game at the moment.
What is good attacking power if you don't have that same pushing power? And just like that, it just shows IVC still needs to push past through that first checkpoint. They might have gone down to 67 points, but they still need to sit there for the same amount of time. And as 3 goes down, this might be the time where they finally push past that first checkpoint with crap coming out, but getting deleted instantly by the duelies. This is not looking good for IVC.
Yeah, but they will get a little more progress if they're gonna back off of the tower once again. So, again, despite getting part of the checkpoint, they will not be getting all of it, but they will be getting a lot of picks. There's now 4. It was a 4v1 in favor of IVC. So, hopefully now they will get this checkpoint.
It is a scramble for that specific chokehold right there. Each team is just trying to stop the other from contesting it and pushing the other out of it. IVC, they're struggling to get through. They still don't have the first checkpoint broken. OU is just keeping them stalled in place.
IVC get on the tower challenge.
Their tower. They need to push the tower. It's good to have pushing power, but if you don't have anyone on that tower, what good is that power? Until they finally get it. But only a minute's remaining.
It took them maybe like 3 minutes too long to get that checkpoint pop. They do get the lead as well. They're still pushing forward. Soap's almost touching their spawn.
IVC's
So-
doing what they're doing best, is just keeping the momentum rolling in their favor. 15 points remaining. OU needs to stop the tower. They've held out for so long, but they can't ignore it now with only 3 points remaining. This is very bad for OU, and they managed to stop it. Now they need to push this back and push this back hard. 20 seconds remaining, and they need to get a near knockout to win this.
Yeah, as we see an epic anime battle take place there between the two duelies. A little bit of assistance coming in for OU, but in the end they do get that space. They do get the tower moving, but IVC, they have something to say about it. They're trying to stop this tower right now. Overtime is going to start.
One thing important for OU that this is their chance to take this set right now. It's tied 3-2. If IVC wins this set is they lost the set in their favor. 2 go down for OU, but they're still pushing fast, pushing hard. It's pick for pick. They gotta focus on the tower. It's a scramble on the tower, and then IVC managed to stop them before they could get any more momentum going in their favor.
Yeah. Oh, IVC just doing a great job of putting in pressure. Sometimes you don't even need to throw yourself on the tower. Just, be in the general vicinity, make it difficult for OU to stay on it, and that just pays off. OU, like they step off of it for just a split second, and IVC just able to regain control and push and just get that tower and finish off the map.
It was that scramble at that choke point really sold the game for OU. They as well as they're holding that, they just needed a little bit more points to try and keep it going. But a good fight was put up for both teams. They both did exceptionally well. Even though they had their own faults, they came back and hit back even harder with a lot of their strengths.
Yeah, and really OU, they played a very close game against IVC, and it's a 4-2 game, but I feel like if just a couple things went a little differently, if OU maybe just wins a coin flip here and there, we could see a very different scoreline. And
coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yep.
What happened, and IVC manages to takes that set on a very intense tower control game on that last map. But that's going to be it for the both of us. With that last set, we're now had to hand it off to the next commentators at the next set. So to sign off, my name is SPF Dark. You can find me at Twitter and at Twitch at the same SPF_Dark, and where you find me streaming from time to time. And Mustard, where can they find you, my good friend?
Yeah, Twitter, Twitch at MustardPata. You see it on the stream actually, on the awesome overlay. You see it right there. And yeah, I stream sometimes too. My Twitter is I'm also a funny Twitter guy because I do a lot of social media work. So if you are interested in funny Twitter thing, do drop me a follow.
But that's going to be it from the both of us. Don't go anywhere just yet, as we have one more match for the night. Stay tuned.